would be. It's cooler than Antarctica's weather would be. Damn, I think my swagger is a weapon to me. And dudes don't count you off the record to me. So don't be stepping to me, trying to shake my hand. I'm already the man, ain't trying to make your band. I feel the fact that I'm real just make them mad. I be smoking helium to inflate my swerve. I'm fact that I'm real just make them mad. I be smoking helium to inflate my swerve. I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Every lady wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so debonair, so debonair. 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 You're not really seeing me, dog. Real talk. You feeling whacker than you ever would be. In mind, you think you.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Guys, there's something we got to talk about. Carlos King is finally responding to Kandi saying that he tried to steal her story. And also, there's been a really big debate about Usher doing a Verzuz, and so with Chris Brown. And so Usher commented on that. From what I see today, I'm assuming it was today. I seen this over on the Shade Room, so I'm assuming it was over on Big Tigger's thing on his radio show with Shamia. So let's get into this conversation. Let's play the intro and then let's get into it. Let's go.
I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Every daily wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair.
And we are back. Okay, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, y'all. Before we do anything, let's take care of the business of this channel. If you want to join my tribe, please click on my site. Go ahead and subscribe. Turn on your notifications. Make sure you turn them on all so you get notified every time your boy goes live. Like the video, share the video, comment down in the comment section to get your boy into or back into the algorithm. I know you guys have been seeing me post a lot of new, like a lot of pre-recorded things, which has been really working out very well. I didn't notice how well that was going to work. So thank you for everyone who's been supporting my pre-recorded videos. Share the video, comment in the comment section. Also comment in the chat if you're here. But please, if you don't do anything else, like the video, y'all. Let me say what's up to people in the chat really, really quick. What's going on to Kamiko? What's going on to Miss Reed? Hey, Miss Reed. What's going on to John? What's going on, John? What's going on to Miss Platinum 2001? John says you're one of my favorite. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. Okay. So, y'all, let's get into what's going on. So, you guys know that Kandi and Carlos have been actually. Let's start off with Chris Brown and Usher because I think Kandi is probably the bigger thing, and I want more people to be in the chat as we get into this conversation. What's going on to Jackie in the chat? What's going on to Young Rich? Justice for Carlos, stop the bull. Miss Ree, I think it's because I've my channel has been really, I've been doing a lot more and I've been posting the pre-recorded stuff. So I think that's probably why people are getting notifications again. Because normally it's like 3 people in here and now it's like 19. So what's up? What's going on, Jamie? So I want to get into Chris Brown and Usher first, because I feel like that's like the smaller but the bigger story of all of it all. So, you know, guys, if you guys can even drop down in the comments if you want to even answer this. But there's been a big thing about Chris Brown and Usher doing a Verzuz together. And people were saying that Usher and Chris Brown are from 2 different eras. And there's no way possible because Usher has more hits and things like that. But, you know, for a good battle, I've always thought that Chris Brown would be the best for Usher. Their artistry is very similar. Whether Usher is an older artist or not, I still think that it'll be a great battle between the 2 of them. And so they were asked about it. What's going on, Monique? What's going on, K and B? They asked Usher about it on on, I don't know what Tigger and Shamia's show is called, but I know that it's on that show. Cindy C said, I'd rather see Usher doing the Super Bowl. So let's hear what Usher, I want you guys to hear what Usher said, because he wasn't really saying the verses. But he did say something that really, I was like, okay, I can see it. I'm down for it, you know. So here we are. Or actually, this is not even, this is, that was King, Carlos King was with Tigger and Shamia. This is Big Boy that Usher was on. So it says, Usher speaks on the possibility of a versus with Chris Brown. If that ever happens, it'll be one of the biggest things that anybody has ever seen in entertainment. So let's listen to it.
When it comes to verses,
yeah,
Chris Brown, Usher versus.
Yep.
You know, would you have done, or would you do something like a versus?
Yeah, man, me and Chris will kill the world if we ever did something together like that. I'm not saying it's versus, but
Right.
I'm gonna just say.
So when you said, you know, the Super Bowl, Cindy, I'm thinking, you know what, I could see that, you know, because he's not saying really the versus thing. He's saying whatever they do together, it's going to be epic, because he's a big fan. Or they have a good relationship together. Him and Chris Brown and Usher have a good relationship. So I could see the Super Bowl, Chris Brown and Usher together would be epic. Oh, Kid Kamiko said the battle will be epic. Dance battle. See what I'm saying? I just said, I didn't even see your comment, but yeah, so it will be epic. Yammer says, I'm sorry. Hold on. Who? Tigger and Shamia? Yes. She has a radio show. So let's see. So let's finish here what he says.
It is. If that ever happens, it'll be one of the biggest things that anybody has ever experienced in entertainment, in celebration of two people who love each other. Because I love Chris. I don't like him. I don't like his music. I love his music. I love him. He's my little brother, and he's always been there for me. And I've always been there with him through hard ups and down times. I've been there with him. And, you know, for us to be able to celebrate what we do together, man, that'll be crazy. I'm gonna just leave it there.
When it comes to
so as you can see, Usher sounds like he's pretty much down for it. And I think a lot of us who are fans of Chris Brown and Usher's can see it, you know. Usher has a huge catalog, and so does Chris Brown. Now, you know, it's going to be dope because this is two different generations watching the verses as well, too. So I could see how this battle would, I mean, the numbers would do amazing, you know. But I would rather see them do like a Super Bowl, like you said, Kamiko, maybe a residency together in Vegas. I could see them doing something together, not just a versus. And I also think that Usher think about the money part about it as well. Yeah, they're still doing verses because I forgot who just did one last. But yeah, they're still doing verses. What's going on? What was said? Let's talk about how good Usher looks. That man has not. I was just thinking that because I just seen some pictures of Lorenz Tate earlier this week. They don't age at all. Like neither one of them age at all. Usher looks like he looked back in 2000. You know, they don't age. Younger Skinny, I know you. Tigers, yeah, they have a show together. You guys want to see in a second. I would not battle it. It would be a party. Yeah, I mean, but that's what Verzuz was supposed to be about. The party, not, you know, who was better. Tigger and Shamia is a odd pairing, but congrats to them. Clap, clap. Yeah, they've had this show for a while. So, yeah, so would you guys go and see a Usher and Chris Brown collaboration? I know a lot of you guys still have canceled Chris Brown from his, you know, problematic past. But, you know, I think that Chris Brown has a problematic life. And I feel like, you know, taking music from him has been one of the biggest things that has really helped him spiral into where he's at. So what do you guys think? What's going on? What's going on, Just Simply? I'm sorry, I have hiccups. What's going on, Just Simply? What do you guys think in the chat? Do you think that Usher and Chris Brown would have a good concert or a good versus, a good performance for the Super Bowl? What would you want to see it on? Like, what do you guys think? I would like to see them at the Super Bowl, no shade, but a versus is just catch a clip of it pop on. Yeah, see, I'm with you, yeah, Rich. I'm with you on that. And I just think that Usher, I mean, I think someone else said it in the chat about a dance-off battle. Like that would be, I mean, that's going to be part of the highlight of the show. Versus is just about their hit songs. They need a little bit more than that. What's going on, Mimi Twin? Kamiko said I would watch it, and I would watch, and I typically don't watch the verses, but I can get up and dance. Yeah, see? I think it would be so super dope for them. I think it would help Chris Brown out a lot to see him in a positive light instead of in the news about all the problems that he does have. And also to get people to kind of support him again. I think Usher kind of backing him gives him a little push too, for people to not keep canceling him out. Just simply says, what's going on, Wuchow? What's going on? Just simply says Super Bowl, it sounds better to me. Yeah, I can see Super Bowl. That I didn't even think about Super Bowl until Younger said that. So I could definitely see that being a thing, And shout out for Usher for even admitting that. I mean, he said that during Chris's hardest times, he was there for Chris, and he just really backed up Chris. So I really appreciate the fact that throughout all the controversy, Usher's like, no, I don't like him. I love him. I love his music. I love him. So, I think it would be definitely dope. Wu Chow says, or both, I think, after the Super Bowl, do the verses. If you're going to do both. I think I would do the Super Bowl first, though. And I've been seeing people on social media saying that Usher needs to do the Super Bowl. So what else better to do but bring out Chris Brown? Now, I know that's going to be a lot of controversy for that performance because there are people who are just not feeling Chris Brown. But, Usher is like a person who can really kind of he's like, what is it? He's like the good boy. So he can kind of him being around Chris Brown and him even saying anything about Chris Brown kind of gives people a little bit more leeway into supporting this or supporting Chris Brown at this point. Just simply says, I feel like Verzuz was a cute moment during the pandemic, but I am over it. Listen, I am too. To be honest, I am. So I'm with you. Rich says, unless Whitney come back alive and go against Mariah, I'm kind of over Verzuz. Yeah, a lot of us are over Verzuz. What was says them at the Super Bowl would be epic. Throw in some upcoming artists that's similar to their style, Magic, because Michael Jackson birthed Usher and Usher birthed Chris Brown. Who up next? I'll tell you who I think this is me personally, but I don't know if you guys have heard of Trevor Jackson, but I think that Trevor Jackson will be a great addition to the Usher Chris Brown thing because he's up next when it comes down to them. He dances. He has vocally, he's amazing. I'm down for even bringing that on and having someone else, like a newer artist, come up there with them. I mean, but then you also have your Amarion, which is not really, I mean, he's not, I don't know if I would do Amarion. I mean, you have your Marios, you have your Sammys, you have a lot of different artists that came around that time frame. But if you're going for a newer artist, I would say Trevor Jackson. Rich says Josh Levi, and I don't know who that is. So, I'll check that music out. Cindy C says Usher is killing his residency, and I did see this as well in Vegas, so he doesn't need Chris Brown, but it would be great great and entertaining for sure. Yeah, I don't think that he was saying that he needed him. I don't think that Chris Brown really needs Usher, but to see them together would be epic, though. Trevor is cute, but he's not touching Tone. See, I don't know these people you're talking about yet, Rich. I don't know any of these people. So you got to give me a list. Send me a list. I'll go back on this live and look at these people that you're talking about. But I'm a Trevor Jackson fan. Luke James, although Luke James is more of a soul singer, I'm more in that time when it comes to this because I mean they came up behind them. I think 2 years more came out after these people came up, and they haven't really had a person, a mentor, I guess you would say, to come up behind them and kind of guide them or give them that little push. He did a song, Chris Brown. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'll check it out, though. I'll check it out. But yeah, and if you guys are tuning in late and you are watching the replay, drop down in the comments. Let me know who do you think, or what would you want to see? A Verzuz, the Super Bowl, a concert, a tour? What would you want to see when it comes to Chris Brown and Usher? So let's get into our next story. So as you guys know, Kandi went on to a interview and she talked about Carlos King's stealing escape story. And if you don't remember it, let's go and play it back
on
here.
this a little
Oops.
bit. Carlos King, essentially taking your life story, and trying to sell it and make a movie out of it. What is like the update on that now? Where do you guys stand? Have you had a conversation?
There is no update. He and I haven't talked about it at all. And it's not like I'm reaching out to him trying to talk about it.
Right.
That happened some years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it was when our group first got back together. Remember when we were when we first came back together? What was it? 6 years ago now. Now it's been like 6 years ago. That was part of the reason that we ended up coming back together, because we found out somebody was doing our life story at some network, and then we were calling each other like, "Yo, did you do this? Did you this?" And then when I found out,
how did you find out?
It was random.
You guys were friends, right?
Who?
You and Carlos, or Todd? You kind of touched on this a little bit.
All right, and the people in the comments over here, if you want, this is from the Shade Room. It says, press play. Carlos King has finally broke his. Well, this ain't about that story, but these people are over here. They're really commenting on. They believe Kandi. I definitely believe Kandi. Kandi has a 100% track record when she tells us. When she tells us shit. So yeah, you did do it. He said everything is said. I didn't do that. Kandi always in something, child. He's so guilty as hell. How someone just take your story? Did he pitch it before she could? Help me out, someone, because I'm a little confused. So that's what he did do. He did pitch it before she did. She found it behind the scenes. This person says Kandi really isn't the type to speak about something if it isn't an issue, and she really don't straddle the fence with too many folk. From what I see, there is no miscommunication. He's in the wrong, and the response made it so obvious. So let's go over to what Carlos King actually just said.
Somebody who you might not be having the greatest relationship with right now.
Who is that?
Somebody who might have asserted that their story was taken by you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, there's a story out there with you and Kandi don't get along because...
I do get along with her.
Okay.
Listen, I think at the end of the day, I will say this. She is somebody who I have always been a fan of, and I will continue to be a fan of personally and professionally, right? And at the end of the day, when you have someone's phone number and there's a miscommunication or misinformation that's out there, instead of continuing to discuss misinformation, I would prefer to speak to that person directly. And at the end of the day, I haven't spoken about it because it's not for public fodder. That's how I'm operating and my integrity. So I believe that at one point in time, we will have a conversation. And once we have the conversation one-on-one, then I would be more than happy to come a big ticket show.
Thought you left off on that.
So Carlos is saying that there's just misinformation. He's saying that what we've been hearing from the story might not really be true. So I guess, I don't know. How do you guys feel about this? I'll say this. I don't know. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'll say that part first. But one thing I can't agree with Carlos is that, because if you guys heard her on the interview before I played what he just said, she hasn't talked to him. So I would have kind of got the background of what happened before I went on saying that Carlos has tried to steal my story, because maybe what I heard wasn't true. I mean, it's the game of telephone at this point. So maybe she just doesn't really know. And he's like, I'm not going to, you have my phone number. And he could call her. I think that he's wrong for not reaching out, or maybe he has and she hasn't answered the phone. I don't know. But maybe there's more to the story that we just don't know, Let me read some more of you guys' comments. What's going on to D-Stab in the chat? Just simply says, Carlos really needs to focus his energy on the shows he is producing. He talks about Bravo Housewives shows so much, people still think he's a part of Bravo. Yeah, I think that's true too, because I don't think he really does those interviews that he does with the Bravo stars, like with the girls on the shows that he has at all. Tiffany GT says Carlos King, Kandi called you and you didn't answer. Start at the beginning. You tried to take their ish. Okay, so she did call him. Shabby says, I'm sorry, I can't get down with Carlos. I could never be friends with him because I won't trust him. Miss Reese says, integrity and Carlos King don't belong in the same sentence. Wow. What's going on at your twins, mama? What was said? Why hasn't he reached out to her by now? Yeah, and that's I just said that part. Yeah, Rick said Kandi bullying people. What's going on to Nicole? She says, to keep it real, Latasha says she discovered the group, so it should be Latasha or the group really saying something. Kandi just want to be paid. I don't know what that has to do with anything. But Kandi tried to call him when she found out and he didn't answer. Okay, so y'all said that she did. She reached out to him. What's going on, Lamar? What's going on to the Real Estate Insider? Guys, make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. So you know what I would do is I have like 9 more minutes. I can drop the link if you guys want to come up because I do have a little bit of time. And also, guys, have you guys been liking my pre-recorded stuff? I don't know. I know I've been posting them a lot recently. How are you guys feeling about that while I drop this link for anyone who wants to come up and like tell me how you feel? Here we go. Yammer says, why is Lamar not on the docket? Who's Lamar? Lamar, the Real Estate Insider? Cindy says, I don't have a dog in this fight either, but Kandi is about her business, so I believe her more. Okay. Lamar says, yep, love the pre-recorded content. Okay, cool. Yes. I've been really enjoying it because I can do that little censor thing. So when I cuss, I can just bleep it out. On here, like I have to like really like filter what I'm saying, but I can really like cuss and then just bleep it out. So I love that part. DGF 627 says the pre-records are great. Thank you. Okay, cool. So I will be doing a lot more of that stuff too. Tasha didn't discover the group, but she did come up with the name. Okay. Nicole says, right, but she is just in the group, Tiffany. Okay. So yeah, y'all. I definitely want to come in because I know that Carlos had talked about it from what I know today, because the Shade Room posted it today. So I'm assuming that it happened today. I don't know what day it actually really happened. But yeah. Oh, yeah, Rick said, yes, the Real Estate Insider should be on the docket. Had all of YouTube dragging Claudia from that. Oh, no. I love Claudia. Me and Claudia are cool. I talk to Claudia all the time. But yeah, so, I mean, if you guys want to come up, I have, like 7 more minutes. If you might want to come up and sound off about how you guys feel about Chris Brown and Usher doing things together. Carlos King responded to Kandi. I dropped the link. I'll drop it one more time. Click the link, come on up, and we can talk about it. You know? But while I wait, though, again, I will say, like, I do think that when you guys are saying that she called him, though. I don't know. If she called him, then I don't understand. That's what she said on her. That's what she said in her sister. Okay. Oh, Latasha. Yeah. Back to Kandi though, and Carlos. I don't know why he wouldn't answer the phone if he's on the show talking about let's have a phone conversation. Carlos really needs to figure out what it is or what he wants to do. Because for me, and maybe he's upset because she went on, or I don't know if she called him before she went public about it either, so I don't know. You guys are giving me information. Carlos said that that lady never called him. Maybe he didn't know her number. These stats said, heard Usher got a and Chris Brown addicted to on his you know, we don't know. I mean, I know with the Usher story, he went and did he got tested for that and it came back not true. So, and with Chris Brown, I mean, I think he's pretty much not only, I ain't gonna get into that, but let me put it my allegedly better, y'all, because I'm reading comments about stuff that I shouldn't even be saying. But I don't really care about any of that stuff. Usher and Chris Brown are great artists, and I would love to see them work together. I would love to see the song together. I would see the concert, the Super Bowl together, the Verzuz. I would love to see all of it. I think it would be a dope collaboration. So that's how I feel, personally about it. Again, I do feel like I do want Kandi and Carlos to talk, because it seems like something might not have been conveyed the right way, and it could have been conveyed the right way. We just don't know. And like he said, he doesn't want to do it in public. He wants to do it behind the scenes. So, and then they don't want to talk about it. So maybe he wants to be like, listen, girl, this is what it is. Rick said, I sent those songs, by the way. It's a good listen when you can. Okay, cool. I'll check them out. All right, y'all. So it looks like no one's going to click the link. So I'm going to jump up off of here. Thank you guys for joining me for this. What is Jackie saying? Please place your alleged bidder up. Yeah, it's up. Also, guys, as you guys do know, we are doing our fundraiser for my students. So let me actually play that before I get up out of here. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy SoDebNair, and I'm here to talk to you guys about something that I think is so fantastic. Remain Teachable, one of my subscribers, is graduating on July the 23rd, and she came up with something I think is so amazing and something that is going to help my students out so much. We are trying to raise $723. This $723 will go to my students' uniforms for the 2023-2024 school year. So what we're asking is that you donate $7.23. If we can reach this, it would be so amazing and be so helpful for my students to get uniforms, because some kids only have one polo, one pair of pants, and thought this was so amazing. And I'm so excited about this. We already have donations already, but I'm hoping that you guys help us reach this goal by July the 23rd. So again, you can log on to SoDebNair.com, drop that $7.23, and we will make sure that you guys get to find out their end results by July the 23rd. Thank you so much in advance, and let's do it. All right. I'm out, y'all. Bye. And guys, you guys have been really amazing with this fundraiser. We're already at $500, so we only leave like $223 left. So the best way is definitely like CashApp or Zelle or PayPal. The super chat thing, it does work, but it's not, because I have to wait until like the 21st to get it or whatever. So make sure you guys, if you do want to help, go ahead and donate that $7.23. Some of you guys have donated way more than that, which is, I definitely appreciate that part. What's going on to Mims in the chat? It says, hey, everyone, make sure you to donate. Lauren says, when I hear Ushers, I think about the PPs. That's what I'm going to say. But yes, wait, Cindy says, did you see the clip of Kenya going off on that Huntsville guy she was supposed to be dating? I did see that. I actually am working on my video for that. No, we're talking about Usher and Chris Brown. Usher, I'll play it again. Is this the same video? Oh no, this is. So yeah, I'll play both of these again real quick. So you walked into this. Kandi, or not Kandi, but Carlos King is basically saying Kandi needs to call him because he is misinformation.
Oh, somebody who you might not be having the greatest relationship with right now.
Who is that?
Somebody who might have asserted that their story was taken by you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, there's a story out there with you and Kandi don't get along because
I do get along with her.
Okay.
Listen, I think at the end of the day, I will say this. She's somebody who I have always been a fan of, and I will continue to be a fan of personally and professionally, right? And at the end of the day, when you have someone's phone number and there's a miscommunication or misinformation that's out there, instead of continuing to discuss misinformation, I would prefer to speak to that person directly. And at the end of the day, I haven't spoken about it because it's not for public fodder. That's how I'm operating and my integrity. So I believe that at one point in time, we will have a conversation. And once we have the conversation one-on-one, then I would be more than happy to come a big ticket show.
Thought you left off on that.
So he said he wants to talk to her, and then after that, he'll come on and talk about it. Maybe they'll talk about it together on somebody's show. Who knows? I'm sure that Kandi got the message because Shami is there. So I'm sure that Kandi's definitely going to get the information. Lauren, yes, YouTube does get a portion when you guys do super chat. That's why I said it's always better to do like Cash App or Zelle. PayPal even takes a portion from it too. So Cash App and Zelle definitely does. So yes. My bad, I didn't pull that up. And then this was the other thing, Mims, that we were talking about. Actually, I took this down. Hold on. And I forget people tune in late, so sometimes I got to replay. Oh, actually, I can do something from here. Screen. This was the other thing we're talking about.
When it comes to verses, Chris Brown, Usher verse.
Yep.
You know, would you have done or would you do something like the verses?
I mean, me and Chris will kill the world if we ever did something like that. I'm not saying it's verses, but
Right.
I'm gonna just say this. If that ever happens, it'll be one of the biggest things that anybody has ever experienced in entertainment, in celebration of two people who love each other. Because I love Chris. I don't like him. I don't like his music. I love his music. I love him. He's my little brother, and he's always been there for me, and I've always been there with him through hard ups and down times. I've been there with him. And you know, for us to be able to celebrate what we do together, man, that'll be crazy. I'm gonna just leave it there.
When it comes to,
so those were the two things that we just discussed. I definitely want to give a shout out to DGF 627 for your Cash App. Thank you so much. We are like so much closer to our goal at this point. Literally, y'all, we're gonna hit this goal before July 23rd. And I'm definitely going to also thank you, Tiffany, for your Cash App as well. I'm definitely going to I'm trying to find out where somebody's about to get it from Amazon, but I want to get a big check for the kids when we donate this, so you guys can actually see it. I'm gonna probably blur out my actual job name, but you guys will be able to see the check, me and some of the teachers or maybe some of the kids too with the check. But I want to do that when I donate it. So thank you guys for adding to what we already have. Y'all have been amazing. I appreciate you guys so much for donating to the cause for my kids' uniforms. Let me get back into this. Miss Bernice, what's going on, Miss Bernice? She says, Carlos, you wronged her, and she is supposed to come to you. She hasn't been talking about it publicly like you have. Once she said her piece, that was it. Has Carlos been commenting on this before? Young says, you know what? Invite Carlos to speak on. Oh, that would be good. That would be good. Young Rich, that would be good. That would be good. What's going on, Nihar? He's deflecting, and it's coming from a non-Kandi fan. D staff said, who's better? Usher. Oh, see, now why are we here? Why are we here? Princess says, Usher is my husband. I told you I can get it for you. We just have to design it. Oh, yeah, I know. I remember someone that said it, but I wanted to wait until I get everything together and then wait till July because I'll be going through my training in July as well. So it's actually going to come around my graduation date for my training. Because if some of you guys don't know, I'm going on full time at my job. So I'll be in training all of June and July. And around the same time, I'll be graduating for my training. So it's going to be super dope. So I do appreciate everyone who has been helping with this fundraiser. You guys have been freaking fantastic, to be very honest. Okay, 3 days before bet. So that's fine. That actually works because the school year doesn't even start until August the 1st. So. And that's when I'm going to present it. So I'm gonna let you guys know the end result on the 23rd. I already updated, what we already have. Actually, kind of today because we're at $500, but now we have $533 right now, based off of what I just got off of Cash App. So we're on the way. We're on the way, guys. Okay. But thank you guys so much for tuning in with me, guys. I'm going to get up off of here. It's my Friday, and I'm about to enjoy it. Nihar says, so that you can get those oversized checks at Office Depot, Staples, and you shipping free, fee in time. Okay, cool. Congratulations on becoming full time. Thank you so much, Miss Bernice. Yes. You know, I talk about it all the time. So, like, you know, when they asked me last year, I was just like, no, I ain't doing it. But then this year they asked me, I was like, you know what? I'm not really going anywhere. So let me just say yes. Lisa said you can get a good half pound with that money. What? D-Staff, what you got going on over here? By Miss Reed, I ain't pulling up. Look at my my Little Mermaid video. You should have been in that one. Yes, have a good weekend to you. I'm getting about it, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I don't think I'm gonna come live later on today. I might, depending on what I see. I might just do some pre-recorded stuff too. It just depends on what I see. But I love you guys so much for supporting me and helping me get back into this algorithm. It's been a freaking journey. But the more I've been doing my little, I don't say little because that makes it, I'm kind of downplaying it. But the more I've been doing my pre-recorded stuff, like the more I've been seeing more views on my channel. So thank you to everyone who's been viewing those. If you haven't already done that, go and look at my pre-recorded. I started a new series called Yikes. Check out those. And then there's a lot of different ones that I've done so far. I think I did like 4 or 5 so far. So check out those, y'all. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.
I did it. 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 Did it. You did it. I did it. You did it. Did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. Did it. I did it. I did it. I did it.